This is the final go, no go.
In this video, we're diving into everything Elon Musk, the most productive guy in the world, is doing to build a better future for us all.
When I started SpaceX, I thought that the most likely outcome was failure.
Stick around until the end to learn his work schedule and what it might take for you to reach his level of success.
And I think to have any other expectation would have been irrational.
Attention all operators on countdown 1. This is the final go, no go poll for Starship Flight 4. Stage 1.
Go.
Stage 2.
Go.
8x2.
Go.
Flight directors, go for launch.
Life's got to be about more than just solving problems. You want to get up in the morning and say, yes, I'm looking forward to that thing happening.
We have liftoff.
Elon Musk isn't just imagining the future, he's building it. But what's next? AI, Mars, and the future of money are all on his radar, and they're closer than you think.
The overarching goal of the company is extend life sustainably to another planet. Mars is the only option, really.
Elon, sorry, can you go back to Chamath's question on Starship? So you announced just the other day Starship going to Mars in 2 years.
The world's richest man now saying SpaceX will launch Starships to Mars in just 2 years. And if those are successful, they'll launch flights with people on board in 4 years. Musk says his goal is to build a self-sustaining city in about 20 years.
So I think we want to do everything we can to make sure that Earth is going to be great for a long time, as long as possible, but also allocate a small amount of resources to extending life beyond Earth. Maybe just touch upon why I think making life multi-planetary is important, because I think it's one of the things that gets us past one of the Fermi great filters. So in trying to explain why do we not see aliens, there are various explanations for why we don't see aliens. What stopped those civilizations from expanding beyond their solar system? And what were the sort of, sometimes called like Fermi filters? If you don't become a multi-planet civilization, then you're simply waiting around until you die from a self-inflicted wound or from some natural disaster like the dinosaurs, get hit by a big meteorite or something like that. Eventually something like that's going to happen. If you wait around long enough, the sun will expand to engulf Earth and will be incinerated. So that for sure is going to happen. Now, we've got some time before that happens. There are more near-term risks. But we want to try to get past the Fermi filter of being a single planet civilization. Now, the point is not to move from Earth to another planet and let Earth die. That's not what I'm saying at all. I want to be a multi-planet civilization so that we have planetary redundancy such that no single event can be the end of our civilization. That is the point of making life multi-planetary. With Starship, we're trying to achieve a fundamental breakthrough that is the holy grail of rocketry. That is to have a fully reusable orbital rocket. This is extremely fundamental. Essentially, with Starship, it is possible to make the economics close for creating a self-sustaining city on Mars. And a base on the moon for those who want to go there. Starship is designed essentially as a general purpose transport system to anywhere in the solar system because it is a propulsive lander. And with a propulsive lander, you can land anywhere that's got a solid surface. And it's also designed for orbital refilling. So you can get the Starship to orbit and then send tanker flights to refill it so that it has tremendous delta velocity. Basically, it can go very far from Earth orbit because you can refill propellant.
You can see how fast this vehicle is moving on the left-hand screen. Landing burn, ignited. We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks now in here. the go-ahead call to booster.
So with XAI, our goal is really want to be as truth-seeking as possible, even if it is unpopular. That is important. I think extremely important. Just for the record, I think we should pause. But do I think that they will pause for even 1 second? Absolutely not.
So we are not pausing. You have decided to create your own AI.
It's either be a spectator or participate. The race to build digital superintelligence will happen whether I like it or not. So it's either participate and try to build the best possible AI, the one that'll be hopefully most beneficial to humanity, or watch others do it and be concerned about how it's being built, because I don't think it's being built correctly. I'm concerned about sort of the values that sort of a Microsoft, OpenAI, or frankly, Google are programming.
Yeah, so in terms of AI safety, I think the most important things are to train the AI to be as truthful as possible and to be curious.
What's the optimistic case for AI?
Well, there are probabilities associated with it. It's not. One cannot be, I think, 100% optimistic or completely pessimistic. I generally would agree with Jeff Hinton. He's one of the sort of godfathers of AI, and he thinks it's sort of 10-20% probability of something terrible happening. I think the most likely outcome is one of abundance, where goods and services are available to anyone. There's no shortage of goods and services for anyone on Earth. I think that is the most likely outcome. So it wouldn't be universal basic income, it would be universal high income.
Work will be optional.
Work optional, yes.
Will you work?
I'll try to work, yes. Now, this may sound great, but I think there will perhaps be a crisis of meaning. If the AI can do everything that you can do, but better, then what is the point of doing things? We are headed to an age of abundance. I think we're at the most interesting time in history. I think we may be able to enhance human intelligence. That's kind of what Neuralink aspires to do, is to enhance human intelligence so that we can kind of keep up with AI or achieve better AI-human symbiosis. The short term is really just helping people who have a brain or spine injury. So our first human recipient of a Neuralink, actually I just was meeting with him a few days ago. He has a Neuralink implant, and he can control his computer and play video games just by thinking. And I think you will kind of have like a magic genie sort of situation where if you can think of it, the AI can do it. And in the positive scenario, the AI will be doing its best to make you happy. So that might work out pretty well. I mean, if some superintelligence is trying its hardest to make you happy, it'll probably succeed. But like I said, this is the most interesting of times. It'll most likely be good, but we want to be careful about the potential downside.
And how long are we going to see the impact in the next 1 year, 10 years, 20 years? Is it 5? How long is it going to take to really change things? I don't think it's changed things yet, has it?
I think it's going to change things very fast.
Very fast?
Yeah, very fast. So I think you'll see quite radical changes even next year. And very, very radical changes within 5 years.
And let's talk about Optimus, because I was thinking, like, if AI is the intellectual part of our tasks, Optimus is the physical part of our labor, right?
Well, Optimus is intended to be a sort of a fully functional humanoid robot. And it'll be capable of doing a wide range of tasks. So basically, you can just ask it to walk your dog, take care of your house, babysit the kids, teach the kids, cook dinner, play the piano. So it's it's a generalized humanoid robot. I think everyone will want one, because why not? And then there'll be. So I think there'll be at least one for every person, and then a whole bunch more in industry making things. So I think there'll be, my guess is 20 billion.
20 billion humanoid robots out there.
We definitely need to be careful that they don't, go to.
Are they going to look like people? You're going to look really like people, or distinguishable?
You could make them look like people.
Would you do that? Or you...
We're not currently planning on doing that. People will start to regard their personal Optimus robot as sort of a friend, and like in Star Wars, R2-D2 and C-3PO were you sort of liked them, and you got quite attached to those characters.
Yeah, I think the number of robots will vastly exceed the number of humans. Vastly exceed. I mean, you have to say, like, who would not want their robot buddy? Everyone wants a robot buddy.
I do own Bitcoin, and Tesla owns Bitcoin, SpaceX owns Bitcoin, and then I do personally own a bit of Ethereum and Dogecoin, of course. So,
I think there's an always long-term role for crypto. I do know a lot about the money system and payments and how it actually works, as opposed to, say, how economists think it works. On a practical basis, just how money's just basically the monetary system is a series of heterogeneous databases that are not real time, with the exception of PayPal and a few others, and to reconcile on a batch basis. That may take anywhere from 24 hours to several days, so it's slow. That's just a lot of latency and jitter, and the ACH system has basically no security. And this has just been it was that way when PayPal started in '99, and it's still that way 22 years later.
So it needs reform.
Yeah, exactly. Any form of money has no power in and of itself except as an exchange of value between people for goods or services, or to translate things in time, like a loan.
So is this the right thing for governments to do, to take control of it? Is it possible?
It is not possible to, I think, destroy crypto, but it is possible for governments to slow down its advancement.
So what should the U.S. government do? We had Gary Gensler on earlier, SEC chairman. He was calling it the Wild West of finance. What should they do, if anything?
I would say do nothing.
Okay, they're not saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just let it fly.
Because?
Well, what do you think governments can do?
I think they can, like you said, I think they can ruin it. I don't think they can just slow it down. I think they can stop it. I don't think they can control it. And therefore, they may want to stop it.
I think there's some value to cryptocurrency. It will hopefully reduce the error and latency in the money system, the legacy money systems, and reduce governments have a habit of editing the money database. So, when governments can't keep their hand out of the cookie jar and edit the money database, there's probably some value to that. For the longest time, I'd give a talk somewhere and people say, what are opportunities you know about? I was like, tunnels. And they'd be like, for 5 years I said, if somebody could just do a tunneling company, we can solve traffic, and we can have also very high-speed transport between cities.
because while I'm a fan of trains and I like high-speed trains, they do intersect go through towns and neighborhoods and chop people's property in half, and they're very loud. So, but I want to be clear, I'm pro-train. One of the train people, I take every opportunity to go on interesting trains. But if you have a sort of a much simplified version of the Hyperloop, it's really just Teslas in a tunnel that's depressurized. You can go between cities super fast and without disrupting the stuff above ground. So that's kind of the vision for the Boring Company, is to make roads 3D and have sort of an arbitrary number of layers of roads. And I think you can solve essentially any traffic problem in any city if you go 3D with tunnels, so multiple layers of tunnels going from, connecting the city. And you can also turn a lot of the streets into parks, because you won't need you won't need to have cars on the roads, you won't need parking. So I think Boring Company, is capable of much more transformation than it may seem. And we actually have an operational tunnel in Vegas right now. So yeah, if you go to Vegas, go to Resorts World, and you can hop in the tunnel and go to the convention center, and and you can pay in Doge. Well, Starlink is good in and of itself. So the Starlink system provides low-cost, high-bandwidth connectivity anywhere in the world. It's the first truly global internet system, and I think it's helping a lot of people around the world that either don't have access to connectivity or it's too expensive. Once you have access to the internet, you can learn anything, you can sell your products and services to the rest of the world. So I think Starlink actually that is going to do a tremendous amount of good, is doing a tremendous amount of good in lifting people out of poverty and helping them. I wrote software personally for 20 years. I was one of the key people behind X.com, which became PayPal. And so I also I'm aware of I know how to make a way better PayPal.
Because you built PayPal.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. With a lot of other people, but there's a product plan I wrote, which I wish I'd kept a copy of, in July of 2000, where I thought it would be possible to make the most valuable financial institution in the world. And we're going to execute that plan from 22 years ago, which amazingly no one has done. And so I think that's part of why I think Twitter will be ultimately extremely valuable, because I'm going to execute the X.com game plan from 22 years ago, with some improvements, and then we're also going to obviously make Twitter just a way better system.
We're reaching record CO2 levels. Global warming is becoming a serious crisis, and we need to do something about that. But just like with electric cars, where electric cars originally they didn't look good, they had low range, they didn't have good performance, they were like a golf cart, and so people had a real hard time buying electric cars. I think something similar needs to happen to solar. We really need to make solar panels as appealing as electric cars have become. Like, the interesting thing is the houses you see around you are all solar houses. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if did you notice? The goal is to have electric or solar roofs that look better than a normal roof, generate electricity, last longer, have better insulation, and actually have an installed cost that is less than a normal roof plus the cost of electricity. So then why would you buy anything else? Obviously, you saw the chart there. Probably you're familiar with that chart that came from NASA about how we're in vertical climb on CO2 levels. We need to do everything we possibly can to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy.
Save us, Elon!
there are really three parts to the solution. What is the future that we want? It consists of a really appealing solar roof, then combine that with storage and with electric cars. So it's an obvious three-part solution. It's really not that complicated. During the day, you fill up the battery, and then at night and in dusk and dawn, you use the battery. It's pretty straightforward, really. It's like not that complicated. You need both. Now this is sort of the integrated future. You've got a electric car, a Powerwall, and a solar roof. And the key is that it needs to be beautiful, affordable, and seamlessly integrated. And then if all those things are true, why would you go any other direction? So we're going to show you, this is the before shot of that house over there. Now that's all solar. And we've got some close-up shots that we can show. And if you look carefully, you can actually see the solar cells behind the glass. So this is a textured glass tile. If you look carefully, you can see the solar cells. So that house is also solar, a sort of a style of a French slate, which is one of the hardest things to do. It's considered one of the best roofs you can possibly do as a conventional roof. So we said, well, can we make a French slate roof that's solar that looks as good or better than a conventional French slate roof? And we're able to do that as well. This is what the French slate hydrographic looks like. You can see that. And then the third house is really transformative. Because believe it or not, that's what it looked like before. So we changed the roof and it was like, whoa, we put that roof on, we got to change the house too. So that tile is more of a modern look. And here you can really see, as the angle changes, that you can see the solar cells. Here we put a film with microlubers on it so that as the angle changes, it goes from transparent to opaque. So from the vantage point of the street or anywhere near the house, it looks completely opaque. But from the sun, to the sun, it's transparent. Probably the most surprising one is the Tuscan glass. So this is also solar panels, but we've put two versions of the Tuscan glass approach. All of the dark tiles have solar panels. So we interleave dark and light, and then the dark ones are the ones with solar panels. Again, you can see that the transparency changes quite a bit. So from the sun's vantage point, which tends to be high angle, you can see the solar cells, but as you change the angle to shallow angle, it reverts to a sort of a orangey color. So one of the other advantages of glass is that we can actually make it a lot tougher and last a lot longer than a conventional roof. So we just, as a demonstration video, show you what happens if you drop a big weight on a conventional roof tile and one of our glass tiles. So the solar roof weren't just, we wanted to look better, last longer, provide better insulation, and cost less, all things considered, than a conventional roof.
Yeah, I go to sleep, I wake up, I work, go to sleep, wake up, work, do that 7 days a week. I'll have to do that for a while. No choice. But I think once Twitter is set on the right path, I think it is a much easier thing to manage than SpaceX or Tesla. I was living in the factory in Fremont and the one in Nevada for 3 years straight. That was my primary residence. Not kidding, literally.
Did you keep the couch?
I actually slept in a couch at one point in a tent on the roof. And then, but for a while there, I was just sleeping under my desk, which is out in the open in the factory, and for an important reason. And it was damn uncomfortable sleeping on that floor. And always, when I woke up, I'd smell like metal dust.
We went to visit, and they bought him a new couch.
Yeah, but actually, I stopped using the couch in the
because there's a little conference room and a couch there, I stopped using the couch and I just slept on the floor under my desk so during shift change, the entire team could see me. And this is important because, like, you know, the team, like, if they think the sort of their leader is off somewhere having a good time, you know, drinking Mai Tais on a tropical island, which I could definitely have been doing and would much have preferred to do. I'm not actually a masochist, I think. But the thing is that since the team could see me sleeping on the floor during shift change with nothing, they knew I was there, and that made a huge difference. And then they gave it their all.
So the focus is on always lowering cost and providing leadership.
If, like Elon, you want to keep acquiring skills so you can have an enormous impact on the world, consider checking out Skillshare to learn from the best. Real-life entrepreneurs like Ali Abdaal, Thomas Frank, Sorella More, and MKBHD share their expertise on the platform. Click the link in the video description for your first month free. If you found this video valuable, hit the like button and please remember to subscribe. On this channel, we cover personal finance and emerging technologies. If you like this video, you're going to love this one on screen, which is about 7 tips for success from the real-life Iron Man, Elon Musk. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.